the very reason why us, over 50s, Gen X, baby boomers and beyond have got so much content compared to other generations is unbelievable. Dave here from the Gen X Chronicles, and I'm going to do a bit of a different video today. Just about the advantage we've got in having the content that we've got. Now, I'm out with my little dog. Honestly, this is absolutely stunning. I love this walk, so near my house. I've just been down the river for the last couple of hours with this one. My firstborn, my little pop. I've got 2 Patterdale Terriers. The other one's got a dodgy foot, bless her. It's too long a walk for her, so Lou's took her out round the block. But the reason I've done this vlog is because I want to talk about I'm 54, and being over 50, vlogging. Content-wise, we are so lucky, so enriched to have this content. We really are. You think about it. I'm just going to go through a quick look back on my life. I don't want to bore you too much with it, but in 54 years, and what we've got to talk about compared to the Gen Z, the millennials, Gen X and above. Honestly, we've got a story to tell, and there's so many people out there that will want to hear your story, so never worry about you thinking that your story, your life has been made up over 50 odd years, 45 plus years. And I think what's attractive is that you've got so much content, so much experience, so many things going on. You really have. And honestly, if you ever think nobody wants to hear your story, and if you ever think that what you've got to say is boring, it is so far from boring. It's unbelievable. We all like to reminisce. We all love being Gen X. I'm Gen X, obviously. I'm sure baby boomers love what they do. And whoever it is beyond baby boomers, but who's beyond baby boomers? War heroes must be beyond baby boomers, I think. They're doing bloody well. If you're about 98 on your YouTube, hats off to you. I've got to say, proper hats off to you. You're brilliant. But there might be. Good on you. But no, I think what you got to look at, I'm going to sum up what I've got to talk about in all my years. Yes, I'm starting a new YouTube channel, and the fact, the little shits on the motorbikes are down here. We're supposed to be a dog walking place. Literally, I want to kick them off the bike. So I'll come back to you in 2. Absolute bellends. Anyway, as we were saying, there's so much of a story to tell. So, I was a 71 child. So I grew up in Essex, beautiful little village in Bradwell and Sea in Essex, right by the River Mersey. I used to call it the sea. And then when I moved from there, I was about 10. We moved to South East London. Went to school for a few years there. My mum's from proper Cockney, Bethnal Green, born and bred. My dad, North Londoner, hence I'm a big Arsenal fan, obviously. That view, love it. And then we lived the 80s. We grew up in the 80s. We didn't have phones. We used to be in when the lampshades come on. Apparently we used to drink out of hose pipes. I never did, because I'm too cockly. I'd rather go and get a glass of water. We had 3 channels. We had the Magic Roundabout as our biggest children's programme. We had the Tufty Club. We had the Green Cross Code. We had, in the 80s, we had Tiswas. We had Why Don't You? We had proper programmes. We didn't have a lot of channels then. Didn't have a phone. As we went into our teens, we had to get through. When you wanted to ask a girl out, we couldn't text, we couldn't Facebook them, we had to get through their mothers. And it was a nightmare. It was like getting through to the CEO of some massive organisation to get through the mothers, to get to talk to the girl, to probably get blown out. She's embarrassed because her mother was there. And that was the difference. Nowadays, they just test the waters, go on Grindr or Tinder or whatever it is. Grindr? I never went on Grindr, but I never went on Tinder, to be fair. And then we hit the late teens. Then we had the summer of '89. Then we had the rave scene. We had Acid House. We then had Oasis. We had the Happy Mondays. We had the Verve. We had such a great upbringing. Nobody was woke in them days. Nobody got offended. There was only two sexes, male and female. We had it great. Phones come in the late 90s, didn't they? Which I couldn't live in that, me blow at a day, I've got to admit. But you look back, and in that time, I have, since even them times, I have lately lost 4 stone. I've got type 2 diabetes, there's a story. I've lost 4 stone in 3 years, just after my mum died in 2005. Devastated, the most devastating thing I've ever experienced. As a football fan, I've seen the Invincibles, the Arsenal. I've dislocated my shoulder this year. I've travelled the world. I lived in Australia in the late 90s for 2 years. I've done Asia for a year at the same time. And in 2000, I moved to the northeast. I lived in Newcastle as of what they call me a Cockney, which I am a Londoner. Well, I'm an Essex boy, but a Londoner. It was an eye-opener, and I do like the northeast. I married a Mackham, where I live now, Sunderland. I had a child, and I had a nightmare with his mother. Even though I had never not paid for him, I had him every weekend. I had a nightmare situation with an ex, and to this day, I don't have to deal with it anymore, but the poor boy does. My boy does, he lives with us now. But anyway, that's another part of life. So what I'm saying here is look at all that content we've got to the youngsters, the 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, the Gen Z, the millennials. We have got so much to tell. We've got so much experience. We've got so many stories to tell, and people can't write content. People want to hear your content. People really do want to hear what you've got to say. And if you can put that in a blog, there's a couple of vloggers stroke YouTubers that I watch who do this very thing all the time, and it's brilliant. I love hearing about it. I love reminiscing. I love it that I used to get me pencil and stick it for a cassette tape, and because my tape was broken. I loved it that we had VHS, and your mum would overtape the highlights of the football with upstairs, downstairs. I loved it that Bullseye on a Thursday night, Sunday night, along with Heartbeat and a bath for the week, was what our childhood was. You know, I'm not going to pretend I love school. It was horrible. I friggin' hated it. My school was shite. It was full of little morons who thought they were little plastic gangsters. But beyond school, believe it or not, I was really shy as a kid. And it wasn't until I started travelling and left school that I become more confident. I've worked my way up through travel, been in travel nearly 30 years. And I've loved what I've done. And I look at it now, I've got a good life. You know, I remember the day I hit 50, I've got to tell you this. I wasn't looking forward. In my head, and I don't know if you feel the same here, in my head, I'm not 50. My body's starting to tell me I'm 50 odd. There's no doubt about that. I dislocated my shoulder this year in the middle of the sheepfolds, which is this gaff where, you know, where you get all the bars around the outside. You've got the stage in the middle with all the benches. Oh, it was very quickly. It was in April. It was Grand National Day. I was on my first pint. I knew to add that in. It was my first pint. It really was. And everyone was going, oh, you must have been bladdered. I wasn't bladdered. I wish I was bladdered because I wouldn't have been in so much pain. I got up to turn the heater on, tripped over, momentum, old man momentum, hit 2 benches, cracked my head, cracked my ribs, and my shoulder popped out the back. Got ambulance to hospital, and I torn the cuff on my shoulder, which has caused the pain like first 3 months. I mean, well, what, 4 months, 5 months down the line now? I still can't sleep properly, but I was living on an hour a night. Anyway, there's another story. There's more content. You could write content about the day I've changed my life, about dislocating my shoulder. Do you know what I mean? We have got content. 100% got content. And it is brilliant to have. So if you've got any doubts in your head, if you're looking at other people for content, yes, that's great, because it's going to give you ideas. You've got to look at their likes, their shares, how popular they are. We have to, I wouldn't like to say copy, we have to look at these people, but the biggest content's going to come from you, from us Gen Xers, us baby boomers, us out there in the war. Christ, imagine their content, out there in the war. Wow. And honestly, imagine being 93 and you were still really good on YouTube. God, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? Oh well, I was just I remember the middle of France, surrounded by the Germans, coming out the trench, took 10 of them out. Compared to my rave scene, that is even that's a bit good, but you get what I'm saying. So what I want to say in this video is a little bit different. I want to tell you about my 50th birthday. The thought I had on my 50th birthday. I've gone right off track there. I started saying I don't feel 50 with the day of my 50th birthday. I remember laying there and I opened my eyes, and the first thing, it was like a ping moment, and the first thing I said to myself in my head was, shit, 10 years, I'm 60. 60! And at that stage, as I'm edging more towards it, I'm not so worried. Before hitting 30, a bit gutted. I had the best 20s ever. I loved my 20s. Hitting 30, I just moved to Newcastle then, moved in the North East. By the way, to add that, I've lived in the North East for 25 years. I think I said that earlier. If not, ignore me. This is a memory of a Gen Z. So if I repeat myself 38 times, as my wife tells me, ignore me. So I did. What the hell? I'm 60 in 10 years, and now it's 6 years, and Jesus, but there we go. As part of life, I would never go. Would you go back on your life? Put it in the comments. Put it in the comments down below. Everyone said, oh, to be 21 again. I'd love to be 30 again. I wouldn't. I don't want to. I've had a good life. I'm enjoying life, and that's why I want to start a YouTube, because I'm wiser, I'm more clued up, I've made my mistakes big time. That's another thing, we've made 80% more mistakes than any Gen Z or millennial would make. We really have, and again, look at the content potential there. That day, on my 50th birthday, it was COVID, so we couldn't go abroad. I'm not bothered about birthdays. I think when you pass the age of 12, making a big hoo-ha, all right, 21, making a big hoo-ha about your birthdays, just my opinion, don't call me for it, I think it's a bit childish. I don't really put it on Facebook or anything, just another year. My 50th, we went to the lakes, which I love. We got a lovely cabin, and that day, big statement to myself, I climbed Catbills. I'm a lot bigger than I am now, I've lost 4 stone since then. I climbed Catbills, and I thought, what a great feat. What great content I can talk about. What great content you can talk about. Hitting 50. I climbed Catbills. I climbed Mount Everest on my 50th. Christ, that would be. And I mean, if you are 93 and you've done that, well, you have got it made. Anyway, I don't think there's many 93-year-olds. But you might be. Hats off to you if you are. I don't want to call them. So there is so much out there for you. Never give up. Keep positive. Even if you keep trying them out. Even if you think it's boring, other people won't. You probably think this is boring, or you might like it. You're thinking the same things I'm thinking about, and I think generations do. So, I want to touch base today. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Having a lovely walk back now. Me and Pops have had a good 3-hour walk down the river. It's been amazing. I've just had a couple of pints down this beautiful little pub on the river. That is me more nowadays. I see me 21-year-old, 22-year-old, she's turned 20. Last 5 nights he's been out till like 3-4 in the morning because bank holiday weekend. Hats off to him massively. So yeah, I think got to keep going. There's that dick on that motorbike again. Is it me, or do you just really want to kick them off? I don't know. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I hope you've got something from it. I hope you got something from it. But I just want to talk about that today, not so much as starting your own YouTube video type thing. But anyway, if you've loved it, subscribe, please, put in the comments, share, and I'll see you in the next video.